Bud Black, he was on that World Series championship Angel team 10 years ago. Mike Scioscia, now 53 in his 13th year under the halo. A slow start for his team. They're 17-22, and a slow start for Albert Pujols, hitting .214, 3 home runs. He does lead the Angels with 18 runs batted in. And this first interleague contest, Chase Headley reminding us all that he was number 4 in baseball in interleague play a year ago, hitting .414. And welcome to Petco Park, the first of a 3-game weekend series. The Padres, and they should be the rivals, 100 miles up the freeway in Anaheim. Dick Enberg and Mark Grant. And for the Padres tonight, it'll be Jeff Suppan. He's worked 3 games, all quality starts.
He's got to keep the magic working. If he keeps them in the ball game by going 5 or 6 innings like he's done in the past, hold the Angels to 2 or fewer runs, he should have a pretty good night. They're not really swinging the bat all that well. And Jared Weaver, on the other hand, 10-3 career in interleague play, Dick, so he's got some good numbers. Another thing about Weaver, 6 straight double-digit wins in the win column in his career, and, of course, the no-hitter. He's the type of guy who has great deception in his delivery. He's not overpowering, about 91 on the fastball, but he is tough to hit with that fastball and that breaking stuff. You'll see a lot of breaking balls swung and missed in the dirt when Jared Weaver is on.
In interleague play, in the last 8 starts for Weaver, he's a fancy 5-0 with a 2.17 ERA. That's the first of 3. We expect crowds that will exceed 100,000 over the 3-game weekend. We're glad you've joined us. Baseball, interleague style, the Padres and the Angels coming up. American League, Angels of Anaheim will bring their struggling superstar slugger Albert Pujols to Petco. Veteran Jeff Suppan gets the call as the Padres open the 2012 interleague play. It's the Padres and the Angels on Fox Sports San Diego. And it's a cloudy, cool night. Some of the marine layer trying to lift off as we take a look from out on the park at the park. Friday night party night at Petco Park. Mike Scioscia has set his lineup. Well, over 1,000 wins now for Scioscia, and here's how they'll bat from Anaheim. Mike Trout to lead it off with his Tourist, Pujols, Trumbo in the cleanup spot, 370 his average. Howie Kendrick, then Wells, who's been a disappointment with the Angels, Ibar, Wilson, and Jared Weaver, who has had a few at-bats in the major leagues. Suppan, veteran 37-year-old, makes his 4th start. He's given the Padres good outings and has pleased his manager tremendously. You could just see the admiration that Black has for what Suppan represents as a veteran that just won't let go of his passion for this great game. Hoping to get the Padres off to a good start. First of the 3-game weekend series. Tomorrow night again at 7 o'clock start, and then noon on Sunday for Padres Live, 1 o'clock game. And then off on a long, arduous road trip, 10 games in 10 days. But we're set to go on this Friday night. Suppan to Mike Trout. And the first pitch over but low. Plate umpire tonight is Kerwin Danley with Nauert, Eddings, and DeMuth on the bases. Only 20 years of age. Mike Trout, as you look at the gap that they give Trout in left center field, hitting .313, 3 home runs. Young man from Millville, New Jersey. That's a strike. In the last 11 games, Trout swinging a hot bat, .381 with 3 home runs and 7 runs batted in. He's the 2nd youngest player in the major leagues.
And he doesn't look like your prototypical leadoff hitter, does he? He's big in stature, nice on base percentage of .370.
Bryce Harper is the youngest at 19 and Trout at 20. He's ahead on the count, 3-1. We know what happens when that leadoff man walks. Edison Volquez early last night. That was the trouble spots. Mike Trout. Defense for the Padres tonight in their 78 unis. Guzman, Maben, and Venable left to right in the outfield with Headley and Alonso at the corners, and the young middle infielders Cabrera and Amarista. John Baker been swinging a good bat the last 3 games. Behind the plate, and Suppan on the hill. Is Torres, 31-year-old veteran from Venezuela, takes it inside, ball 1.
Well, not a good idea when Jeff Suppan has to work from the stretch right out of the get-go. He feels much more comfortable going from the windup. You can see he's trying to stay out of the heart of the plate, trying to get that ground ball. A little sinker down and away here might do the trick.
Runner goes, throw by Baker, not in time. Although he may have come off the bag, did not, says second base umpire Eddings. And Trout with an easy steal.
It was a fastball, and it's a short hop. And it looks like he came off the bag, but the foot stays on it. Oh, he came off a little bit, it looks like. Everett Cabrera pointing to the foot, but he doesn't get the call.
Fourth steal for Mike Trout. 1-1 is Torres, and he fouls it back. That went almost into the press level and does. Kicks out and then caroms downstairs. Pujols on deck, and then Trumbo hitting cleanup for the Angels, who are 5 games under 500 as we start tonight. Ground ball sharply to first. Alonso thought about going to third and takes the sure out at first base as Trout moves to third with 1 out. So without the aid of a base hit, the visitors from Anaheim have a chance to score a run, and Pujols with 18 RBIs to lead the Angels is up there to try to drive him home.
Quite frankly, this is a stop and wait moment. The lines at the concessions, this is probably the best time to go, right? Because everybody wants to see Albert hit. He's a showstopper. Everybody wants to see this guy swing the bat.
Last 11 games, knocking in 13. a modest shift with second baseman Amarista still on the second base side of the bag.
In the outfield, straight away, right up the gut, is Cameron Maben.
Playing deep, if he gets the ball on the ground anywhere, it's a run for the Halos. 333 lifetime against Padre pitching with 20 home runs. But here at Petco, hitting in the 250s.
You know, some of the swings that Albert Pujols has taken early on in the season have not been good ones. Swinging at pitches out of the zone, a lot of ground balls to the left side.
This looks like a pitch around situation to me, even early in the game as it may be. 2-0. You really want to give him a chance to swing the bat. He's been hitting much better of late. We mentioned earlier that in the last 50 years, this man is rated as the top slugger. The top slugging percentage in 50 years of baseball. There are only 3 others that are in his category. Pops it up. Oh my. Went after a bad ball, and Alonso has the second out. A gift from Padre heaven.
Yeah, and as I mentioned earlier, Pujols recently not swinging at good pitches. Suppan, big, soft breaking ball down and away. There's a fastball. Okay, now 2-0. A 2-0 slider, and not the Albert Pujols swing that we've seen in the past. Look at it. It's all arms, all hands, no body. The body's taken out of that swing. Maybe getting a little bit too anxious with that runner on third base. So a big break for San Diego.
Here's Mark Trumbo. Grew up just 10 minutes or so away from Anaheim Stadium as an Angel fan. Now 26 years of age. Went to Villa Park High School there in Orange County. He's one of the few right now in Major League Baseball that leads in all 3 Triple Crown categories. He leads his team in hitting, in home runs, and in RBIs. That's a strike. 1-1.
Looks like a changeup to even the count at 1-1. That's what Jeff Suppan's going to have to do. He just can't rely on throwing located fastballs. He's going to have to throw the changeup, the curveball, the slider. He's pretty much broke out every pitch this inning so far.
Runner at third, 2 out, and that's outside.
And you can see the Fox tracks brought to you by my good friends at Southland Technology. Audio, visual, your business or home. See what they can do for you. Look at that throw, Dick. That's awesome.
Two balls and a strike. And he cuts the inside corner at the knees.
Good pitch on that two-seam fastball. Baker set up away, ends up on the inside corner, but no offer from Trumbo.
Imagine when Suppan pulled on the uniform in the clubhouse today. The guy said, "Hey, you look like you might have played with Randy Jones in Winfield." In the dirt, and Baker scrambles and keeps the runner at third. Trout had thoughts, came down the line about 20 feet. That curveball bouncing in.
And the catcher, John Baker, has to anticipate. He put down number 2. That means the curveball. Anticipate that ball in the dirt. A great job squaring up. And also Suppan. As soon as he saw daylight, he's rushing to cover home plate just in case.
Count goes full on Trumbo. Reaches after ball 4, and it'll be 3-2 again.
You described that just perfectly, Dick. He reached for that last pitch. The same thing that Pujols did on that slider, too. No, he reached for it down and away. Not good swings. Angel hitters having a tough time early on staying back on Jeff Suppan, who's not going to throw the ball that hard.
Outside target by Baker, and it's ball 4. So a couple of walks that position the Angels at first and third, and Howie Kendrick is the batter. Kendrick, 28, Callahan, Florida, a .292 career hitter. There are his numbers for this year. Has a couple of triples. Been a tough start for the multi-millionaire Pujols. but you know he's going to get it together.
Absolutely.
He'll be around that 300 mark at season's end with a home run total near 30 or maybe higher. Kendrick takes strike one. Fastball at 87. And an overcast marine layer day until now. You can see some blue skies as the sun sets off to the west.
It's a beautiful night for baseball.
Great place to enjoy it here at Petco Park. Trout at third, Trumbo at first. Fly ball, right field. Easy chance for Venable near the line. And Suppan pitches out of his own trouble. 2 walks, but no score. AT&T, the largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by Infinity, luxury cars that deliver inspired performance. And we're set to go. Bud Black and the Padres come up in the bottom of the first inning against Jared Weaver. And here's the lineup. Will Venable leads it off. Center fielder Cameron Maben, then Chase Headley. Yonder Alonso cleanup with Guzman and then Baker. Baker has hit well of late, 7 of the last 12. And then the youngsters Cabrera back in his third turn in the majors, and Amarista, the former Angel, before Jeff Suppan. Our lineup brought to you by Toyota. Venable shows bunt, takes a strike. Last 9 games, Will hitting at a .391 pace with 3 doubles and 2 triples, raising his average up to .268.
Well, let's see if the Padres crush the fastball out of the hand of Jared Weaver.
Breaking ball, curveball, 1-1. Now you watch Weaver, how he steps more toward the third base side and then throws back across his body, and it's tough for the hitters to pick that up, especially left-handed hitters. He's had better success. 180 left-handers are hitting against Weaver. Right-handers at 253. You would figure it'd be just the other way around.
He would be definitely tough to pick up.
Foul back, and it's 2-2.
And as Mark Sweeney said before the game, he's not an overpowering pitcher. He'll top out about 91, 86 to 91 on the fastball. And as Dick was mentioning, look where he steps in relation to where his foot is on the rubber. He goes from the extreme third base side. So you're right. If you're a right-handed hitter, he is coming right at your front hip.
Just missed, and the count goes full.
Artie Moreno, the owner of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, taking in a big league ball game.
Well, good to have him here in San Diego. Full count. Ball. Whoops. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Wow. I'd like to see that on pitch tracks. Venable didn't think that was a strike. Certainly looked like the way that ball was riding inside. Framed nicely by Wilson.
I think too close to take. It was definitely high enough, mid-thigh high.
It's a two-seamer. And Venable strikes out. Cameron Maben. Bit of a struggle of late. He's hitting .206. Last 4 games, 2 for 16.
Well, he looks good in that uni, doesn't he? The pants are up. He's got the traditional stirrups, working the yellow sanitary socks underneath those stirrups. That is a great look, Cameron Maben.
.89 on that fastball.
He has a little cut on that fastball as well. That fastball kind of darted away just a little bit.
And he jumps in front of Maben. A ball and 2 strikes using the slider there.
He's a 4-pitch pitcher. We've seen 3 of the 4. Fastball, slider, curve, change.
No hitter against the Twins 16 days ago. And his last start, however, he was really cuffed around by the Rangers. Texas took him apart. 8 earned runs in 3 1/3 innings. 8 runs and 10 hits.
Hey, did you notice, with the pitch count, the no hitter, he threw 121 pitches. After that, the next start, 89 pitches. The start in Texas, 77. So the pitch count was going down. So maybe that workload in the no hitter may take his toll a little bit.
Yeah, the after effects.
And traditionally, Jared Weaver does not have good numbers when he pitches in Texas, and that game was at the ballpark in Arlington.
3-2 again. Ground ball chopped to the left side. Third baseman is Torres able to throw out the speedy Maben. 2 away. Defense for the Halos. Wells, Trout, and Trumbo left to right in the outfield is Torres at third. Ibar, the shortstop. Kendrick at second. Pujols at first. Wilson gets the start behind the plate, handling Jared Weaver, who's gone 3-2 on the first 2 hitters that he's faced, but Venable struck out and Maben has bounced out.
Almost a strikeout per inning pitch. He's going to be around the plate. 10 free passes. Oh my goodness gracious. That's a lot of hair product in that.
Chase Headley, club leader in home runs 5 and RBIs 20. Pulls it to the right side. Pujols, a Gold Glover, easy flip to Weaver, and the no-hit pitcher Weaver works an easy 1-2-3 first. Enjoy a cold one. Look forward to Miller time later. Tonight's game brought to you by Miller Lite. Angels will bring up Vernon Wells, Eric Ibar, and Bobby Wilson in the top of the second. No score. Hope you've made plans to join us tomorrow and Sunday. Just a few tickets left for tomorrow night. Looks as if we're going to have a sellout. So get your tickets and come out and join the fun. First pitch strike to Wells, hitting at .238, half a dozen home runs. Ripped by Headley into left field for a base hit. Solid single off the bat of Vernon Wells to lead off the second. First hit of the game.
Jeff Suppan is going to give up some hits. That's just the bottom line. The key is to keep them in the ball yard, and if you can, limit them to singles. That's okay. He got his ground ball as a pitcher. You're down in the zone. It just didn't happen to find a glove on the infield. Try to work for another one. Get two here.
Back in the 70s, an expression on the ball hit like that, he smoked that one.
Oh, yeah, nice. That ball was smoked.
Yeah, right through the grass. Eric Ibar, 189. How about our Lexus keys to the game, Commissioner?
Well, make Weaver waver. Right, get him out there, have him struggle a little bit, get the fastball up in the zone, and crush it. And Soup or Stishin, right? Whatever Jeff Suppan's been doing the last three starts, keep it going.
Ibar likes to bunt, and here's a situation where he can bunt for a base hit, and it'll serve a dual purpose. He gets the sacrifice if he doesn't beat it out.
And of course, Superstition, the great song by the great Stevie Wonder. You know, he's still huge today, but he was very big back in the 70s.
Immense talent. Even I remember Stevie Wonder.
Awesome. You know, Dick, it's hard to believe. Mike Scioscia's in his 13th year as manager of the Angels. My, how time just flies by. He signed through 2018.
It seems like just a couple of years ago he was squatting behind home plate for the LA Dodgers. 15 years in the big leagues as one of the tough catchers, defensive catchers ever. You better find an opening if you can when he was blocking home plate.
Oh, yeah.
I think that last toss over to first base hit Vernon Wells. He got up really slowly. Ibar, the 28-year-old from the Dominican Republic. Very interesting statistical rarity. Ibar comes into the game hitting 189, a switch hitter. Left-handed, he's 17 for 90. Comes out at 189. Right-handed, he's 7 for 37. 189.
Nice.
Hard to do. You'd like to keep him at 189.
Absolutely. I mean, not nice for Ibar, but nice little statistical nugget.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Curveball blocked by Baker. Well, if we could look deeply enough into that third base dugout of Mike Scioscia, we'd see a familiar Padre, Rob Piccolo, whose son is a key member of the media staff here with the Padres. Brett.
There's Rob. Yeah. A former Angel himself.
And a former Oakland A. Back when I was doing the Angel games, he was in the green and gold with the Oakland A's.
He's Mike Scioscia's bench coach. Good baseball man.
Good pose. He's got that managerial pose.
Yeah.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Ibar. And another full count.
Suppan doesn't seem to have the location of the fastball quite yet. This is the perfect situation to try to locate that fastball. See if Mike Scioscia puts the runner in motion here. Wells at first base. Probably going to send him.
He goes. Line drive right field. Base hit. Wells keeps right on to third base. First and third for the Halos with no one out. Solid single by Ibar. Both of the base hits here in the inning hit right on the nose.
And the reason why you send him there is because Jeff Suppan is not a hard thrower. The chances of him striking out Ibar with the count 3-2 very slim. And he perfectly executes that ball to right field, hits it solidly. And the Angels got a little something going here.
Catcher Bobby Wilson hitting just .209, and then the pitcher Spot Weaver. See how the infield plays it. Headley is bag high at third, so a ball hit to him. He could check Wells trying to come in from third. The new double play combination of Cabrera at short and Amelista at second base are in that position to try to turn to and give up a run to get a couple of outs.
Yeah, it's early. Make a good pitch. Get a ground ball to the middle infielder's turn 2.
That one just missed. Ball 1. Wilson, a lifetime .206 hitter. He's hitting just 3 points higher than that this year. Wells at third, Ibar at first. 1-1.
Perfect double up candidate too. Being the catcher, doesn't have the good wheels. In the limited time this year that Wilson's been back there, he has grounded into 2 double plays. This being the 44th at bat of the season for the Angel catcher.
Native of Seminole, Florida. Ground ball. This should be 2. Juggle by Amarista, but there's still time to get the slow running catcher. Double play. 4-6-3. Amarista, Cabrera, Alonso. 3 men on the infield turning that double play on with a vowel to end their surname.
And as you mentioned, Dick, a little bit of juggle there to where they can still get Wilson, who doesn't have blazing speed. So the Padres get 2, they'll give up 1. It's still early. Top of the second, a lot of baseball left.
A couple of singles and a double play, the formula for the first run of the game, as the Angels lead 1-0. And here's Jared Weaver, no designated hitter, as the National League team has the home field. When the Padres they play 15 interleague games, home and home against Seattle. They host Texas and Josh Hamilton later in the season. Folks might want to look at that schedule and get your tickets early. And then they play 3 at Oakland, where their DH will be in effect. Well, time now for the San Diego County Credit Union factoid of the game. Most career games started. You know, Jamie Moyer, he's about to hit the wire, and the other horses haven't turned to come in the lane to hit the wire. 2-2 to Weaver. He's had 22 big league at bats and he's got 3 hits. And full count on the pitcher. Had him 2 strikes down.
A lot of deep counts for Jeff Suppan.
You hear a rumble of applause on that last pitch, a ball. There's a lot of Angel fans here tonight. A lot of red showing down that third base side. And he walked him. Third walk from Suppan. So he just isn't as sharp as the man we saw the first 3 outings.
And when he's missing up with his fastball. Usually when Jeff Suppan is on, he's going to miss down and away, but the key is being down. I tell you what, you miss with the fastball up and you leave it over the heart of the plate, it's going to be some serious damage.
How big is that double play Bobby Wilson hit into?
Huge.
.38 pitches already, and he's not out of the second inning.
Oh yeah. How you doing, Gloria Gaynor?
Mike Trout, he walked the first time.
How That was straight laugh in right there, huh?
What were you doing in the 70s?
I was watching laugh in. Goldie Hawn.
1 ball and 1 strike to the leadoff hitter for the Padres.
Dan Roan, Dick Martin. I was in grade school, getting dirty on the backyard, playing baseball, wiffle ball, waiting for my mom to yell out the back door, "Mark, it's dinner time, come on home." All right.
Chopped in front of, oh, it's going to be tough. That's a swinging bunt. There's no way you can throw him out. Infield hit for Trout. So the inning continues, and Miser is Torres comes up.
You know, you make a good pitch right out in front of home plate, and the grass just eats it up. Tough break for Jeff Suppan.
3 hits and a walk in the inning, but so far the visitors from Anaheim have only 1 run. His Torres grounded at the first baseman Alonso the first time. That moved Trout, who had walked and stolen second to third. And he pops this one high into the gray of the early evening. And Marista, man, that wasn't going to come down, was it? That was way up there. A run, 3 hits. Anaheim leads 1-0. Celebrating the 70s here at Petco.
Oh, you got to love the style, huh? Farrah Fawcett lookalike there.
Yeah, it's interesting how the folks celebrating the 70s out there weren't even here in the 70s. That's okay.
That's so true, isn't it?
Retro time. First of 3 retro nights with the Padres, and the first interleague play of the season for both the Angels and Padres.
That guy looks like he went to Michael Odino's closet and took one of his shirts out. Michael Odino, our director, Fox Sports San Diego.
Yeah,
he's been looking for that shirt.
When Michael wears a shirt like that, you're going to be on the Acapulco cliffs doing some of those dives. It'll be about the same time that Yonder Alonso had a chance to sit down over a cup of coffee with Yonder, and it'll be some of the shows that you'll enjoy in the future.
Good conversation.
Yeah, well, he was very glib. We had a good time. And in fact, he said that he's not going to hit a lot of home runs, but why don't you kind of personalize my home run call? So if he hits one and it looks as if it's going, it's out. Yonder.
Gotcha.
Boy, we were really picking on that inside corner.
Well, we know that Weaver likes to go on the inside part of the plate with that 2-seam fastball to the left-handed hitters.
That ball is Hit down into the right field corner and fielded by Trumbo, and back in as Alonso didn't out yonder, but pretty close to it as he rips one to right for the first Padre hit.
Look at him get on top of that baseball. Some serious topspin on it. Good swing. Now you can get those hands through as well. Now that's a good sign on that slow motion replay. We saw his hands get close to his body, but getting that sweet spot of the bat on top of that baseball. Nicely done.
Jesus Guzman hitting .265. Takes a strike.
Yeah, you can see his getting his hands there. Mark Sweeney talked about that in the instructional when hitting off the tee, the inside pitch. Got to get those hands through, get the barrel of the bat out in front. Nicely done.
That one could be trouble if it stays fair. It's shallow down the line, and a good running catch by Trumbo in right field. That one hanging up just enough for Trumbo to come over and make the play. It would have been a fair ball.
Hey, a long run for Trumbo, and that's not the way the spray charts had him going, so he had to make an adjustment. A long run for the Angel right fielder. Oof. Caught that in the webbing. Does this ball nearly pop out? Yeah, he's got it. Very flimsy glove there.
John Baker.
He's a huffing and a puffing out there.
Couple of doubles last night. Only 5 hits total for the Padres. In the last 3 starts, he's 7 for 12. Raising his average to .250. Low ball 1.
Now, see, doesn't that uniform look great with the white spikes? He's wearing the white batting gloves.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You got to sell it off with the white spikes.
Yeah,
that is such a sweet look.
High fly into shallow left center. Center fielder Trout comes in to call. And there's 2 away. Time now for the Suppan Casino Daycation stat of the game. Strikeout stat. American League leaders in strikeouts coming in. Weaver now has 50 with a strikeout tonight. Felix Hernandez of Seattle. We'll probably see him in the home-to-home, the big rivalry in the interleague play between San Diego and Seattle later in the year. That Yu Darvish is everything they said he could be.
Yes, he is.
We saw him in spring training, and I think he admitted that he has like 8 pitches, different pitches. Everett Cabrera was 0 for 3 on his return to the big leagues last night. He was hitting .333 at Tucson. That was the best of any Padre minor leaguer. There are 4 teams. Now 25 years of age. Cabrera. 1-1. Yeah, Dave Roberts with the yellow sanitaries under his stirrup socks. I like that too.
Yeah. Got to be kind of tough to get used to that waistband because it's not a belt; it's the Sansa belt waistband that they're working there.
Foul back and a good cut by Cabrera. He has occasional power. 1-2 the count, 2 out. Alonso a leadoff single still at first base. Tim Stauffer was scheduled to start the game tomorrow, but he's been placed on the disabled list after just 1 start in returning from the injury suffered in spring training. So it's undecided as to who the starter will be tomorrow, but there's rumors that might be a call up. Could be Eric Stoltz, the left-hander that they just picked up after the White Sox released Stoltz, a 32-year-old. High 2-2. Boy, the injury list, 2 more.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
It just,
And it's so uncanny how yesterday Josh Burns, before the game, he made the statement. It seems like, when we make a transaction, somebody goes down with an injury. What do you know? James Darnell busting his tail out there diving, hurts his shoulder. Another transaction has to be made.
Strike 3 called. Cabrera caught looking. No runs a hit. Padres leave one. We go to the third. 1-0 Angels. Before Buddy came to San Diego as the manager, Mike Scioscia, lots of influence on how Black runs his school, the dean of the Padres. Albert Pujols starts it in the third. 1-0 Angels with Trumbo and Kendrick to follow. Takes a strike. Pujols with a runner at third, 1 out. Unable to get Trout in the first inning as he popped to first. Those are his career statistics. 326. Averaging 40 home runs a year. I mentioned earlier that in terms of slugging percentage, there are only 3 others in baseball history that you can compare with Pujols, and they all did their work back in the start of the last century. Ground ball to short.
Did you notice how the shift changed that time prior to the last at bat? 3 infielders on the left side of the infield. Remember, before the first at bat, Amarista was on the second base side of second base. This time, slider down and away. Once again, trying to pull that ball away. And that's a good old 6-3 play for Jeff Suppan.
Pujols out to open the third. Here's Trumbo. He walked the first time. So Darnell with a shoulder and Stauffer with a recurring injury to the arm, both on the 15-day DL. That announcement today. Nick Vincent has been called up from Phoenix, a local lad from Poway, Ramona High School. And Eric Stoltz is the guess that he'll be recalled to pitch tomorrow to start. Last 11 games, Trumbo at 381 with 3 home runs and 8 runs batted in. Is 370 among the leaders in the American League. High fly ball. That'll send Guzman near the warning path. 2 away.
You see by that swing, it's a big swing from Trumbo. And Suppan trying to counter by going down and away. Now that was a mistake by Suppan, left it up a little bit. But once again, I think these Angel hitters this early on, it's tough to stay back. Look at the location of this pitch. That ball leaks right down the middle of the plate. Now is he out in front of it a little bit? Maybe just a tad. Hand coming off the bat, didn't really stay on it that well. And an easy fly ball.
Howie Kendrick now the hitter. 2 out, bases empty. Kendrick a fly ball to right. Richard Simmons with us tonight.
Sweating the oldies. Dick, that looks like one of your old jackets, like from Sports Challenge he's wearing.
Yeah, they've all been given away. Ooh, that's almost in the fair territory, that bunt hitting Kendrick, but ruled a foul ball by plate umpire Danley. 2 strikes on Kendrick.
In the box, bunted, comes up, hits him on the right knee before he gets out of the box.
Changeup. Kendrick had his best home run year as a big leaguer last season, hit 18. 285 batting average with the Halos. He's 33 from Arlington, Texas. By the mound, charged by Cabrera, do or die, and he gets him with that powerful arm. Good play by Cabrera. The Angels are out 1-2-3 in the third. Coming up, Amarista, Suppan, and Venable with the Padres. Amarista, then the pitcher Suppan, and Venable for the Padres. Amarista went 1 for 3 last night with an infield hit. 23 years of age. This Venezuelan is a look-alike for Cabrera facially. And when I think about the Angels and their lore, and a man his size, they say he's 5'7". He may be between 5'5" and 5'7", Amarista. I think back to Albie Pearson of the Angels.
Oh, take me back.
5'5". Albie could hit with some punch and play that center field. Good man. Good leadoff hitter. That's a strike, and it's 3-1.
Do you remember a little infielder by the name of Harry Chappis with the Chicago White Sox?
I just don't remember the name.
He made a splash back in like the early 80s.
Bounced by the mound. And out is Amarista. Kendrick to Pujols. 1 away. Well, the managerial tree, Mike Scioscia, very successful and really a relatively young manager with the Angels in 2000. Joe Madden goes on to skipper the Tampa Bay Rays. Bud Black here with the Padres, and Ron Renicky, successful last year, Milwaukee. It makes a man proud what he's produced.
We talked to
apples that fell from the tree of Scioscia.
That's right. Buddy said one of the things, there are a few things that really he respects about Mike Scioscia, and that he learned as pitching coach under Mike. He just said, you know, I like his sturdiness. He's a guy who is just very consistent, day in, day out with his work ethic, his poise on the bench. And you know what? There's a lot of Bud Black
by the mound. And Suppan is out. Ivar to Pujols. 2 ground ball outs to open the Padre third.
When you look at Mike Scioscia on the bench and you look at Bud Black on the bench, it doesn't matter the situation of the game. They both are managers who keep their poise because they want their players to be under control as well. You don't need a manager going out kicking things, and because what do players do? They look, if things go wrong, what do? They look down to see what the managers do. If a bad play defensively, what do players do? They look in the dugout, right? You don't see Bud Black throwing things, kicking things, and you certainly don't see Mike Scioscia doing that as well.
But there are times when they say the manager would like to see you in his office.
No question about that.
And it's like going to see the principal for both of these men. First pitch strike to Venable, who took a 3rd strike. Weaver has not walked a man, struck out 2, both looking. Two and 0 to Venable.
Ooh, that's a ball that Will Venable's trying to drive to left center field. It was elevated. That's the fastball we were talking about earlier, trying to crush the fastball. But a little bit of deception from Weaver makes it tough sometimes. That's what Mark Sweeney and Mike Pomerantz were talking about in the pregame show.
Pulled to the right side. Pujols will take care of it himself. 3 ground ball outs as the Padres go in order in the 3rd. 1-0 Halos.
You know, obviously become very close to, you know, somebody in the game, you know, like Mike and I or Joe and I or Ronnie and I, and you know, but when when the game starts, you don't think about that. You know, it's great to see old friends and at any time. So, but the game's the same. Game's the same.
That's Buddy Black talking about his former coworker, manager Mike Scioscia. They were on the Angels staff together for the World Championships series in 2002 for that team. And Buddy Black talked about how once the game starts, it's time to play some ball. Dick Enberg, Mark Grant, back to you.
All right, Layla, having an attachment to the Angels as their announcer for 10 years. Actually 13 when I was the Mike Pomerantz of the Angels. He has all that equipment and the Fox and the the Sweeney and all the rest. I had
a microphone,
a half hour and a microphone.
That was it.
That was it. Not even a producer. Grip to the Headley with a diving stab, and he throws out Vernon Wells. That was the same shot off the bat of Wells that went for a base hit to lead off the 2nd, and Wells came around to score, and his bid for another is snuffed out. Headley with a sterling effort.
Ball hit so sharply that Headley has time to get up to his feet, square those shoulders, and fire a strike across the diamond. Big out for Jeff Suppan and the Padres. Nicely done, Chase Headley.
Little badge of honor in the front of that uniform. Some Petco dirt, testimony to that fine play. Eric Ibar, he singled to right field, and he rolls this one foul. First base coach Alfredo Griffin. Now Griffin down there at first is the very last of the coaching staff of Mike Scioscia in that 2002 year that won the World Series. They mentioned the three of them, Madden and Black and Renicky are managers. Bobby Ramos, the bullpen coach at Tampa now. Rod Carew is working now with the Major League Baseball International, and Mickey Hatcher, the hitting coach, was just fired this week. So Griffin and Scioscia, the last of the managerial and coaching staff of the world champs. And here is the team picture. You think they weren't celebrating? There's Bud on the far right.
There's Buddy Black. There's the left-hander. Yes, sirree. That's awesome.
What a moment. It's one of the most emotional moments of my entire broadcasting life was when they won the World Series. I was doing football that day for NBC, well, actually CBS in 2002, and flying home from a game in Kansas City when the pilot said the Angels had beaten the Giants and have won the World Series, and I just broke down.
Really?
The poor woman next to me had no idea why a grown man was crying like that. She got out her Catholic beads and she thought the plane was going. She thought the plane was going to crash.
Hey, when you do that many games and you work that many years for an organization, it becomes a party, even though you go your separate ways, right?
I'm thinking about Gene Autry and the players and all the people who wished and hoped that I almost said Padres, that the Angels would win one for the Cowboys. Sadly, he just passed away a couple of years before. And here's the final out. Darren Erstad.
Troy Percival closing it out.
And at home at Anaheim to win it. The Giants thought they'd won it in Game 6. Sharp ground ball. Good hands. Amarista. Hello. Two good defensive plays here in the fourth inning. Wells bid for a hit, and now Ibar. Tough short hop.
Oh, pick it, Alexi. Make it look easy. That ball's got some serious topspin on it. Oh, yeah. He's smooth out there. How many O's on that smooth?
Ooh, let's see. 3, 4, 5. Smooth.
I'll tell you what, he and Everett could pass for brothers, couldn't they?
Oh, yeah. You have to look twice. You look at the height, and that gives them away. I think Cabrera's 5'10", and Amarista probably 5'6". Catcher Bobby Wilson wrapped into a double play. It was a key double play in the second inning because the Angels had accumulated 3 hits and a walk in the inning, but got only 1 run. Just when you think back to the investment we all have in the team that we broadcast, you care deeply about the people you're with. 162, more than that going into spring training, and the fans that root too. So 3 ground ball outs, 2 of them engineered by Wells and Ibar into terrific plays by the Padre defense. bottom of the 4th inning. And time now for our AT&T trivia question on this Friday night. Name the player who got the first hit in an interleague game for the Padres. That was in 1997, and of course that's a tough piece of trivia, but it will provoke some thought and an interesting answer that we will share with you in the next half inning. I don't remember this part of the 70s, but I was locked in my closet a lot too those years. Mark Sweeney adorning himself in the wig. I thought, nice look. You might want to try to grow out that moss again.
Dick, I think those days are over. And obviously I'm not a hair guy, but it felt good to have some moss on the top.
Cameron Maben leads off and drills one to left field for a base hit. That got to Wells in a hurry, so Maben has to hold at first base with a solid single leading off here in the 4th inning, the Padres' second hit.
And hey, maybe it's a hanging breaking ball that will get Cameron Maben going. It's a beautiful swing. He took advantage of a mistake and was all over it. What do you think of the unis, Mark Sweeney?
I love the unis. These are one of my favorites, especially the way Dave Roberts is sporting it over here in the first base box.
Yeah, we like that too with the stirrups and the yellow sanitaries. Chase Headley grounded to first his initial at bat.
Mark Sweeney, I've got a question for you because of that mistake that Weaver threw Maben. In the course of your career, when you were playing and you might have been struggling, sometimes would a mistake help you? You just tattoo a mistake and then you get rolling?
Yeah, Mark, I think it's just, confidence plays a huge role in that. He's processed information with the get me over breaking ball that Weaver likes to throw, and he got an elevated breaking ball and did some damage with it. He still used the big part of the field. We always talk about using the middle part of the field, but even there, the gaps is what I'm talking about when you talk about the middle of the field.
Maben with his lead, the leading base stealer for the Padres, has 11. Right side open for Headley to pull one through. Fouled at the plate, 1-1. Off speed at 79.
I'll tell you what, Dick, you mentioned that the hair that Mark Sweeney was wearing, I thought that was a great look. I thought it was well played. Oh, yeah! What the Peter Frampton's going on there?
What a tan. Guys, sun's free.
What did James Bond say? Does the color match the cuff? He's got that little different look on the chinny chin. You got to blonde that up, too. 2-1 now to Headley.
I didn't have any time, Dick. I tried. I didn't have any time.
Good sport. Padres trailing 1-0 here in the home half of the 4th inning. Have the leadoff man Maben at first base.
There's a huge gap in right center field as Mike Trout, you can see him right over there, playing on the shortstop side of second base. If Headley can shoot something that way, maybe a breaking ball that he leaves over the heart of the plate, speed up his bat a little bit.
Out of play.
Exactly what you're talking about, Mark, too. This is the first time he's even seen this outfield. Being the first game of the series makes it very difficult. That's a lot of turf to cover. Obviously, he has speed, but when you come here for the first time, it's a lot of trial and error for that first game.
There you see last year's interleague games and the leading hitters. Adrian Gonzalez, 3rd best average, and Headley 414, the 4th best. Maben goes, ball low and inside, and safe at second as the ball not handled cleanly. And the head first slide of Maben, and he now with a dozen stolen bases.
They put some pressure on the Angels, and Wilson throws it on the second baseman side of second base. Boy, you could see the throw was even towards the first base side of the bag. Chase Headley got out of the way. He was leaning away from Wilson.
Full count now on Headley, and he walks, so the Padres have the tying and go-ahead run aboard with no one out. First walk from Weaver. Weaver, one of the many products from Cal State Long Beach. Boy, that 49er group has produced not just some major league players, but some outstanding players. You like that little lowercase a with the halo, didn't you?
Yes, I do. Love that logo.
Alonso drilled a single to right his first time. Talking over coffee with Alonso and Anthony Bass as well. Gee, what two wonderful young men. I just enjoyed so much hearing their story, and you know, when they really relaxed, they opened up. Alonso, he didn't speak English till he was 9-10 years old. High fly ball hit well to center, but not well enough. Tagging is Maben. Could be a play here. Nope. Trout. Look at this throw. It was going to be right on the money. So no advance, went away. Well, come out and cheer the Padres as they take on the Angels on Saturday, tomorrow. Dan Herron and Albert Pujols will be showcased for the Halos at 7:05. The first 25,000 of you fans will show your Padres pride with a free Padres rally towel presented by TaylorMade. Don't wait. Get your tickets tonight at Padres.com or call 619-795-5555. TaylorMade Padres towel tomorrow night for you Angels and Padre fans.
It's a good quality item. Yeah. You know, this is one
you could use it as a golf bag or a towel.
Yeah, exactly. You could clip it onto your bag there and make a brooch.
But you always have a towel that you use to mop your pate.
Yeah, you can cut down on the shine.
Yeah, all kinds of uses. So we'll see you tomorrow night. Enjoy the gift from TaylorMade.
Still waiting for those gloves.
Gloves, diamonds, hearts. What? Guzman flied to right his first time. Maben out at second, Headley at first. Conference from Wilson to Weaver.
Getting the sign straight. Don't want to get crossed up with that runner on second base.
Chris Weaver's brother preceded him in the big leagues. He pitched for 11 seasons. Brother Jeff. Quite a family.
You know, speaking of family, Dick, it was a priceless moment after Jarrett threw the no-hitter when he saw his mom and dad on the field. His mom was crying and his dad just couldn't let go, giving him the hugs, and it was precious. It was great.
I think we might be able to share that with our audience tonight, that moment. Brings me back to my days with the Angels and Nolan Ryan's no-hitters and Clyde Wright. Dennis Eckersley with Cleveland threw a no-hitter. I had a chance to call that. Nolan Ryan, I was looking through the Angels media guide, and just the startling statistic that Ryan, while he was with the Angels, pitched in 291 games, completed 156 of them.
Unbelievable.
1-2, and here is, just a couple of weeks ago, the final out. The embrace by the teammates, the celebration, and then the father came out.
That was
and
great.
mother. That's the emotions of all the years, father and son and family. To be able to share those high points in your life. Hug your father wherever you may be.
Absolutely.
Wish I still had one to hug. 2-2. Two on, one away. Guzman with a chance to tie it up here for the Padres, trailing 1-0. And with a man at second base. Battery for the Angels. Want to make sure there are signs.
I'm just checking out Wilson's fingers. He doesn't have any tape, any of that white stuff on his fingernails. They've got the road unis on, the gray, and behind home plate there's shadows, so sometimes it might be tough to see those fingers being put down by the catcher.
We watched that one just off the outside corner at the knees, a changeup. That could have been called either way. Full count on Guzman. See if the runners will check here or will they take off? And
I think they're going to stay, Dick.
Don't want to strike out, throw him out. High fly ball. Trout in center field. Back and then sets himself up for the throw, but no advance by Maben. A couple of fly ball outs after Maben had singled and Headley walked. So it's up to John Baker as we remind you this MLB season on Fox. Fox Sports proud to support Boys and Girls Clubs of America, a place where all youth can reach their full potential. Productive, caring, responsible citizens. So to learn more, please visit greatfutures.org/Fox Sports. This part of our nation's future. Going to be a minor, I think.
Yeah, or contractor.
Yeah.
Hey, that's not the code. Get the inspector out.
Baker fly to center his first time. Takes a strike.
So Weaver's got that 4-seam fastball down and away to the lefties, and then that 2-seamer into the lefties. Pretty straight on that last pitch. Pinpoint control.
So that graphic, good job by Baker with runners in scoring position, 4 for 10. Out in front of the changeup, 0-2.
That's a good one there. Okay, 4-seam fastball away first pitch, right? And then you see the arm action as if it's a fastball. Look how far in front Baker is. Way out in front. Can't stay back.
That one lays foul down the left field side.
Mark Sweeney, to face a pitcher like Weaver, even from the left side when he throws across his body like that, still tough?
Yeah, it makes it very difficult, especially in the windup. He almost has a little pause before he delivers it with that deception. And then when he goes in the stretch, he really has almost like a slide step action. Just changes the timing from the hitter's perspective from at bat number 1 to at bat number 2.
Weaver, almost a hypnotic routine there, is flipping the ball in his grip.
The reason why I never liked pitchers doing that, if you drop it, it's a balk. If you're in contact with the rubber and runners are on.
Inside, 1-2.
Tried to go that inside corner. Just missed.
And guys, if you've been watching the game, he likes to double up inside with that fastball, almost that 2-seamer coming back.
There it is.
Strike 3 called. So all 3 strikeouts for Weaver. Called strike 3. Padres with an opportunity, a single walk, no one out. But they're left at second, and it remains 1-0 after 4. Presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Suppan Casino. Get away for the day at the all-new Suppan Casino, San Diego's destination for casino gaming and excitement. By Chase. Deposit checks from your smartphone with Chase Quick Deposit. Take a step forward and chase what matters. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealer. And welcome back. We go to the top of the 5th inning here at Petco Park. In the park at the park, the youngsters trying to emulate their big league heroes. That little diamond, our instructional league park. Here's Weaver and a ground ball up the middle. And for a guy that doesn't get many at bats, he plays in the American League. Weaver with a leadoff single against Suppan. So he has walked and singled tonight.
First pitch fastball elevated, and Weaver, who's a good athlete, goes right up the box.
Leadoff man has been on 3 of the 5 innings for the Angels, and when Wells led off with a single in the second, went to third on Ibar's single, scored on the double play ball off the bat of Wilson, and that's the only run of the game. Leadoff man Mike Trout squares as if he had thoughts of sacrificing. He is walked and safe on a swinging bunt single. Just rolled one halfway to third, just fair. Back in the second. So on Sunday, we'll have the well, we're going to have the confrontation. Bass against Trout.
Oh, that's right. Who's going to win that battle?
Oh, you never know. They say the bass is the pound for pound the toughest fighting fish there is.
I don't know. I've never hooked one. I've never had any luck.
Well, you know, you got to get in a boat and have a rod and reel first.
Is that what you have to do?
Yeah, better luck then. 2-0 to Trout. Rip fair past third into the corner. Guzman chasing him down on the carom, having trouble in the corner. Boy, there's a lot of trouble there. So Trout's going to try to make it a triple, and he's in. Run scores 2-0. Weaver comes around from first base. The pitcher hustling on a triple into the left field corner. What is it about that left field corner? Everyone seems to have trouble reading the caroms.
Oh, this ball is hit extremely well. Past the bag, one hop, and then see where it hits. Rattles around down in that corner, and now Weaver's on first base, right? I'll tell you what, Trout got around those bases very quickly. Dino Ebel, the third base coach, waves Weaver, and Trout gets to third base before Weaver touches home plate. That's getting after it.
That ball hanging up in the corner. Guzman was reading it to break out another 20 feet, but it did not. It just died in the corner, and that allowed Weaver to scamper around from first with a run, and Trout to hustle into third with a triple, his 9th RBI of the season. And here's Torres. Ground out, pop up. Infield in. Good looking pitch there. 1-1.
You know, with that infield in, they want to cut down that run.
First triple of the season for Mike Trout. Good snare by Suppan. He does field his position well.
Yes, he does.
We've seen that every start. He's in good balance when he delivers the ball. So on a comebacker, he's there to deny a base hit.
And immediately when he catches that baseball, the freeze look to the runner at third base, gets the easy out. Hot smash. Love it. Check that runner. Get him back. Once his momentum starts to go back to the bag, then you make your throw to first base for the out.
Pujols, for the second time of the game, up with 1 out and a man at third. He popped up in the first inning. He grounded to short his second time up in the third. Taken low, ball 1. Not too far below the knees.
Yeah. Pretty good pitch there.
Both of the pitches right on the borderline.
Yep.
2-0. We mentioned the Pujols slugging percentage. Over 600. Best in 50 years. Three and 0. Just to finish that thought, the other three that are in the same category in the 600s in slugging percentage lifetime: Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Ted Williams.
Yeah, those guys were pretty good players.
And then Pujols. That's how good this man is. And finally the strike. And that's well in the strike zone, but Pujols getting the calls on a couple of pitches in this sequence. Figured that would be a ball too.
Yeah, that's a great pitch right there by Jeff Suppan. Right at the knees.
So 3-1. Way out in front. That's a palm stinger.
And guys, down here you can see too, Albert Pujols, we've already said that he's gone through his struggles. You can see that he has trying to work timing issues. He's pushing forward from the side here. You can see him push forward at the beginning before the pitch is thrown, just trying to search for that timing so he can load back on his backside.
Shift on, but the infield playing in. 3 Padres on the left side. And the count full on Pujols. So Headley, Cabrera, Amelista stacked up on the pull side. With Alonso, the lone figure, almost halfway between first and second. And that's ball 4, and Pujols with a little flip of the bat as if he thought he should have walked earlier. For a man that has all of his numbers, you would think he wouldn't want to walk. First and third with 1 out. And here's our answer to our AT&T trivia question tonight. The Padre that had the first hit in interleague play back 15 years ago. Tony Gwynn. Well, that's always a good guess, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's only appropriate, right?
Against the Angels. 4 walks now from Jeff Suppan. And here's cleanup man Mark Trumbo. He's walked and flied to left.
Oh, yeah.
Your family's in from Chicago.
Yeah, I
huh?
left them tickets. Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, my gosh.
Line drive, right field, fair ball into the corner. Third run scores, and Pujols to third on a double by Trumbo. Trout walks in with the third run. Second and third with 1 out, and now the Angels have built the lead to 3-0. Solid double into the right field corner.
That ball just jumped off the bat. My goodness. And taking that ball where it was pitched away. Trumbo smoking that ball down the right field line. Mark Sweeney, that's exactly what you were talking about, taking batting practice in the cage, getting that pitch away and driving it that way.
Yeah, no question, Mark. And you came to the field early today. Angels are taking early batting practice. Mark Trumbo is in there. He is locked in, but he wants to keep that going, hitting the ball where it's pitched. And when you're locked in, those are the results. 17
RBIs now for Trumbo, the team leader.
Yeah, that's scary the way the ball jumped off that bat.
His 10th double, that leads the team. He's 1 for 2 to improve on his .370 batting average, and the Padres bullpen, Michaelis, the big young right-hander, gets loose. Howie Kendrick, the batter, second and third, still only 1 out for the Angels here in a 2-run 5th inning. Kendrick has fly to right, and rolled to short. A good play made by Cabrera on a soft ground ball. Infield plays it halfway. Second and third, one out. Change up low and away. Angels with the run in the second. Couple more here in the fifth on a single by Weaver, triple Trout, a walk to Pujols, and a double Trumbo. Off the outside edge, 2-0. Vernon Wells, who's hit the ball crisply both times up for a single, and Headley robbed him of a hit. And now they're going to fill the void at first base and intentionally walk Kendrick to give themselves a chance at a double play. 5 walks now from Suppan. So as Kendrick jogs to first base, if you're jogging this summer away from home, take Fox Sports San Diego's coverage of the Padres with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv. See every Padres out of market game live online on your favorite devices and all in HD quality. Visit Padres.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere all summer long. Bases loaded with halos. Vernon Wells the batter. And a strike. 1 out.
Yeah, I don't think Jeff Suppan is throwing any harder than maybe 86, 87 tops.
Last one was 86.
And he's got a little bit of movement. You can see he's clearly trying to stay out of the heart of the plate. He's got to be right on that outside corner.
Grounded to short. Could be 2. There's 1. Back to first base. Not in time. Cabrera had trouble getting the ball out of his glove, and thereupon the Padres get a force instead of a double play. So it's 4-0 as Pujols, who had walked, comes in to score. Credit Wells with a fielder's choice RBI.
It looks like the ball in Cabrera's glove kind of got caught up a little bit. It really wasn't that smooth on the exchange. Pujols scores.
Yeah, that sure looked like a double play ball off the bat. But it wasn't clean, and Cabrera's exchange to the underhand flip to Amarista. So the Halos are still alive. 3 runs in, 4-0, and the 8th man to bat in the inning is Eric Ibar. He has a single, and a good play made by Amarista at second base. Took another hit away from him.
Watch how the ball kind of gets caught up in Everett's glove a little bit, up into the webbing.
He took another extra step, and that extra step, you transfer it to Wells' extra step, and he's safe at first. Well, these Angels, and it surprises you that he lead in the major league. They've been shut out 8 times. 8 times.
It's incredible.
So when they score 4 runs or more, they're coasting. They're 16-4 when they get as many runs as they have scored tonight. 2-0 now on Ibar. That'll be a souvenir for someone in the second deck.
And the one thing that's glaring about the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, if there's a weak spot, their bullpen has a collective ERA of 4.45. That's 13th in the American League. But you have to get to that bullpen, right? And with the 4-run lead right now, the way Jared Weaver is throwing, the jackets and the pullovers, the hoodies are staying on in that Angel bullpen.
And that ball hits smartly but foul. The Angels getting some good swings here in the 5th inning. Started with a single by Weaver, bounced one back through the middle. Trout lined a triple into the left field corner to score 1 run. After Pujols walked, Trumbo doubled into the right field corner to score the 2nd run. And then with the bases loaded, the double play not turned on Wells' ground ball to short, and the 3rd run in the inning, and still 1st and 3rd with 2 outs. 2-2 on Ibar. Wells there at first. Trumbo over at third. One of those in the red jackets in the bullpen for the Angels, former Padre Ernesto Frieri, and Frieri in 5 appearances since the trade up to Anaheim has been perfect. No runs and no hits for Big Ern.
He's fitting in quite well in that Angel bullpen. Good kid.
Padres getting the second baseman, Amarista, and a young pitcher in that deal.
Yeah, Josh Burns really liked that pitcher, Don Roach, A-ball pitcher. And you know what, Dick, you've been around the game a long time. Sometimes it's the A-ball pitcher or A-ball position player that pays dividends 3 or 4 years down the road.
Yeah, and Roach was 5-0, and he won his first game, I believe, up at Lake Elsinore. Another foul, and the count remains 2-2 on Ibar. Michaelis should be mighty loose by now. Just kind of keeping that ball going, just not throwing full out. 90 pitches already for Suppan. When you walk 5 men, that'll happen.
Well, this next pitch for Jeff Suppan will equal his season high through 91 against the Rockies here.
It's going to make it behind the dugout. You see the decoration on top of the dugouts with the retro night. Now the Padres announcing before the game that James Darnell with a shoulder dislocation, slight dislocation from that diving try yesterday, and Tim Stauffer, reoccurrence of that triceps upper arm injury, are on the DL. And Nick Vincent, a left-handed pitcher called up from Tucson. Vincent is 25, a local lad. Poway. Ground ball, Headley across to Alonso for the final out, but the Angels score 3 on 3 hits, 2 of them extra bases. It's 4-0. Baseball's our national pastime, but the rest of the world, the #1 sport is football or our soccer. And some thrilling semifinal matches. Fox Sports proud to bring you exclusive coverage. UEFA Champions League final. Bayern Munich becomes the first team since '84 to play the final in their home stadium. They take on Drogba and Chelsea, with both teams looking to complete their improbable championship run. UEFA Champions League final live tomorrow, 2 o'clock Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, only on Fox. Well, when you see soccer played at that level, it is
those
great
guys are
stuff.
Good.
They're fantastic athletes. Cabrera leads off the fifth, 2-0 the count, and takes a strike all the way. Cabrera, then Amarista and Suppan, or a pinch hitter, here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Suppan going his 5 innings, nearly 100 pitches. Cabrera looking for his first hits since being recalled, and the count goes 2-2.
Oh, Mark Sweeney down there by the dugout still. It's tough to play catch up against a guy like Jared Weaver, who seems to have found his groove. Only 2 hits surrendered by the right-hander.
Yeah, Jared Weaver's confidence just went up, especially with that 3 runs in the 5th inning right there.
Chopped out in front of the plate, rolls to Weaver. Easy out at first. 1 gone, and Alexei Amarista comes up. He bounced to second base, his first at bat. Weaver grew up in Simi Valley. Hard not to say Simi, but the natives there say it's Simi Valley. And then Cal State Long Beach, where he was an All-America pitcher. Gosh, when we first moved out to California in '61, that was just all agriculture out there in the Simi Valley. And now you took a train ride up to Santa Barbara in the off season, and you go through that. I mean, there's got to be 1 million people that live there. Another ground ball to second. Kendrick takes care of Amarista. And Weaver's had the ground ball out working, hasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ground outs.
You should have bought real estate up there, Professor, back in the day. Enberg Ranch, buying all that land up there in Simi Valley back in the day.
Well, when we lived in World War II, we lived in the San Fernando Valley, and that was agriculture, walnuts and oranges. Yeah, there's a lot of wood of Kudja, huh? How about the first time you went to Phoenix 40 years ago and said, gee, all this desert land, I wonder if anyone will ever buy it.
Hey, North Scottsdale, tumbleweeds. Yeah. Now it's like some of the wealthiest property in our nation.
Irrigation, what that has done. Irrigation and air conditioning. Florida and Arizona and New Mexico. I think that I'm surprised that Albuquerque hasn't been the big boom town. That's a great place to live. University
that's a newbie right there, and way to raise that child wearing the Padre colors.
Got a Charger
binky
pacifier.
Yeah.
Andy Perino, the pinch hitter for Suppan. One ball, 2 strikes, and down he goes looking. 4 strikeouts, Weaver. 4 called third strikes. He's rolling. 5 in the book. 4-0 Angels. Well, our first retro night, lots of fun here at the Ball Yard, and the new Miller Lite Punch Top can gives you a smoother pour. It's not just a good time, it's Miller time. Well, Jeff Suppan, his first rough outing, 5 innings, 4 runs, 6 hits, 5 walks, and no strikeouts, and leaves the game trailing 4-0 as Miles Michaelos comes in. And in the 6th, he'll face Bobby Wilson, the pitcher Weaver, and leadoff man Mike Trout.
Suppan just didn't have the feel this evening in the location of the fastball and surrendered 6 hits. He's going to stick around and root on his teammates. I like to see that.
Well, that's part of his veteran leadership and the high quality of the man. Well, Michaelis needs to put together a good outing. He staggered a bit. ERA over 10 in his brief work. Pitched the 9th inning last night, gave up a run due to his own 2-base throwing error.
He needs to pound the zone with that fastball of his. 94-95 on the heater. Good 12-6 curveball. Especially at the bottom of the order here with 8, 9, and 1 due up here for the Angels.
Wilson has grounded twice to the second baseman. And the reputation Michael was brought to the big leagues was that he throws strikes, but he's walked a lot. That just may be nerves. And 4 1/3 innings, he's walked 7 men. 2-1 now on Wilson. Weaver, who started the 3-run rally in the 5th inning, on deck. Single to center. Shortstop Cabrera. A little low, but Alonso digs it out. 1 away. Weaver has been on base both times against Suppan. He walked and he singled and scored. So tomorrow night, yet to be official who the Padres starter will be. 6 o'clock for Padres Live. Dan Herron, one of the quality pitchers in the big leagues, but he's 1-4 so far this year. 4.41 ERA. I remember a year ago sitting in spring training with Darren Balsley, and I said, you know, give me 2 or 3 you think the best pitchers in baseball, and Herron's name came up as one of them.
Absolutely.
So it is official now. Eric Stoltz, just acquired on waivers from the White Sox, will be the pitcher tomorrow night. Left-hander, 32-year-old veteran with a career record of 8 and 10. He's pitched with the Dodgers, Colorado, and the White Sox. Eric Stoltz tomorrow night in his Padre debut.
Spent a little time in Japan as well.
There he is, 53. Good number.
That was the double D's number.
Yes, sir. Don
the
Drysdale.
winder.
That'll always be 53, Don Drysdale. And that starts at 6 o'clock tomorrow. Saturday not at 5:30, but a 7 o'clock game start because of Fox's national television Saturday afternoon game. And Weaver didn't show a lot of interest in that at bat. Takes strike 3. So tomorrow, Dan Herron. It's shocking numbers for him so far. We'll try to find out what the issue may be. Stoltz comes from the White Sox. Well, we got him dressed up in a Padre uniform in a hurry, didn't we?
It's amazing what Photoshop can do.
Magic. Trout has had a good game. Walk, infield hit, and a triple. So he's aimed 2 toward left. One went about 45 feet for an infield swinging bunt single. The other rammed into the left field corner for an RBI triple.
There's that hammer from Michaelis. It's a good pitch. He can get on top of this ball. Nose to toes.
12-6. So he jumps in front of Trout. 2 strikes. Angels started tonight 7 full games behind the leaders in the American League West, the Texas Rangers. We were talking about the Rangers and Josh Hamilton and what many feel, including Mark Sweeney, the best lineup in all of baseball, or at least certainly in the American League. And they're going to be here at Petco. Line drive by the dive of Amarista into right center field. So Trout is 3 for 3. Going for 2. Boy,
he
that
can
man
run.
hustles.
He can run.
How did he leg that into a double? That ball was a line drive that got out to Maben in a hurry, and then he bobbled it just enough to allow Trout to advance. So that's a single error 8.
Well, you talk about getting those hands through and putting that ball to the opposite side of second base. Oh, Cameron Maben bobbles it a little bit, and the play is right in front of him. And then he turns it on. And he scooted around those bases when he hit that triple in the 5th inning.
That's the 4th error this season for Cameron Maben. And that just was a careless error.
Right.
So Trout in scoring position with his 3rd hit. He's led the 7-hit attack, 3 of them going to Trout, the leadoff man. Is Torres 0 for 3. Way out in front. Curveball 0-2. Padres' 40th error of the season. Next to last in fielding in the National League. 41 committed by San Francisco. In the dirt with a changeup. 1-2 on his Torres. Michaelis trying to pitch out of this 2-out man at second. Hold the Angels at 4-0. The way umpire Danley danced out of there, that might have gotten a little piece of him on the shins.
I was wondering if that ball hit off the glove of John Baker and then hit Kerwin Danley.
If so, it kept the ball right there at the feet of Baker, and Trout unable to advance. .94 on the fastball. The kid's got good stuff.
Yes, he does.
Live arm. 3-2 now on his Torres, with Pujols due next. Some other interleague games or finals. The Yankees beat Cincinnati 4-0. Miami edged Cleveland 3-2. Toronto bombed the Mets 14-5. Atlanta defeated Tampa Bay 5-3. And he lost him. So 2 on for Pujols. And Justin Verlander had a no-hitter into the 9th inning today for the Detroit Tigers. Well, actually, the 8th inning, a couple of strikeouts, and that built hope on the fans of the Tigers. I'll take our word for it. He lost his no-hitter. Pujols, 2 on, 2 out. Michaelis started this season. Probably there was nowhere in his best dreams that he'd be on a big league mound facing Albert Pujols with 2 on and 2 out. And Darren Balsley wants to go out and share some information. Well, let's see if we can conclude our story on Justin Verlander, who could well be the best pitcher in baseball. You make an argument for that, and look at the hit.
I'm sorry, as a short, you got to die for that. If you're the short, if I'm the shortstop there, I'm laying out like there's no tomorrow. I mean, that ball didn't hit that far away from him, did it?
Wasn't hit that hard. He just reached out and punched it.
And even if you miss it by 1.5 feet, at least you give the effort. Like, you guys throwing a no-no.
Verlander's almost gotten in the position where every time he pitches, you got to go to the ballpark thinking you could see something special.
Sure.
1-0. Pujols. 2-0. Ball downstairs. Man that's hit 30 or more home runs in each of his first 11 seasons in the big leagues, and averaged 40.5 a year. Takes a strike, 2-1, but didn't hit his first home run this year until May 6th in his 111th at bat. But he's got 3 now, and he has hit a home run in each of the last 2 games. Outfield gives Pujols both foul lines. They bunch him in the middle. A weak swing there.
Hey, you know what I just noticed of the uniforms? As we take a look at Nick Vincent heating up in the bullpen. Darren Balsley, number 36. Gaylord Perry, or 36, with the Friars.
That's right, and it comes to mind. You don't think of that when he's wearing the normal Padre uniform, but once
you see that font in that uniform.
Yes, yeah, you're right. 2-2 to Pujols.
Smaller boiler though on Balsley than Gaylord Perry.
Swung on and missed, strike 3. Michaelis gets the better of Pujols with that curveball. Couple of strikeouts for the young right-hander. Look at that one. Bottom of the 6th, 4-0 Angels.
Just erupted from section 134 because Nick Vincent brought about 80 people with him, including his mother, Jill. Jill, what does it mean to you to see your son warming up in the bullpen tonight?
Oh, I'm just ready to cry. I'm so excited, but it's been his childhood dream. Really, we're just all so proud of him.
Well, hopefully they're tears of joy. And I know Nick is a graduate of Ramona High School, and it looks like he may have beaten Bragg Brock's record of bringing 80 people to Philadelphia. I hear you guys may have more here today.
I think we do. Yeah, we have 70 plus, probably another 20, 30 that are out in other seats that have come from Ramona. So it's been a good time.
A home run for Venable. Touch 'em all. Will Venable, and it's 4-1.
A 1-0 pitch from Weaver. He wanted it away. It leaked in, and Will turned on it.
Second of the season for Will Venable.
Well, that was a no-doubter. just shy of the walkway out in right field. Nice swing from Will Venable.
Well, the Padres cut into that 4-0 lead by 1. And maybe they're going to start getting to the talented Jared Weaver. 76 pitches he's thrown. Maben a single and a ground out. And the Padres home runs are special. They're last in the major leagues. That's number 16 on the season compared to the Angels, who have 35. Maben with 1 home run this year. I just missed that one. Way up into the night. Trout in center field. 1 away. Chase Headley, a walk and a ground out. The Padres with only 3 hits off Weaver, a couple of singles. Alonso in the second, a line single to right. Maben a line single to left in the fourth and stole second. And now the home run by Venable to make it 4-1. Strike on the inside corner. And again, Weaver, it looks like he's throwing the ball a lot harder than 86 miles an hour.
86 to 91. But what does he do? He locates well. The 4-seamer away, the 2-seamer in. Just goes to show you, you don't have to be overpowering to be successful. If you know where it's going, you can place it there. You're going to get outs.
Headley rolls it to second. Easy play for Kendrick, and there's 2 away. We talk about Weaver, and it brings up one of the low moments in the Padres' recent modern history since 2000. He was drafted in 2004 in the first round. The Padres had a pick before the Angels took him. Padres took Matt Bush. That was such a total disaster. And I think that punished the system more than one would think. You have a pick that becomes nothing but trouble.
Yeah, that was a pretty rich draft that year. Weaver was in that draft. Verlander was in that draft. Padres had first pick that year.
Weaver went as the 12th overall, and I think Verlander was around 15th in there somewhere.
Yeah, he was.
There was Stephen Drew was in that draft as well, the shortstop of Arizona. Alonso a single and a fly ball to center. So we say that as, I think the great improvement in the scouting system and doing their due diligence and double checking on all players. And that draft's coming up in a couple of weeks, and the Padres have 6 picks in the first 70.
Hey, and you know what? I'm sure if you go back in history and look at the Angels drafts, there were some busts.
Oh, were there ever? I remember one. Can I raise my hand? I remember
Strandberg.
They had a pick the year of the catcher popped up. They picked someone that was totally unforgettable, and Cincinnati took Johnny Bench later. Oh, my. It's 4-1 after 6 at Petco.
Pomeranz with you. Coming up at the postgame show, got to talk about the Angels starter, Jared Weaver. Not allowing much. Will Venable got to him for a solo shot in the last half inning, but he has been really tough tonight, Mark.
Yeah, like what you said, Mike. He made one mistake to Will Venable on the changeup in, but he's been dominating tonight in the strike zone, in and out, also sides and down. Dominating performance tonight for Jared Weaver.
Yep, still some baseball left to be played, though. Hopefully the Padres can keep nicking away at this one. Coming up in the postgame show, we'll have that. Of course, we're going to have that great instructional Mark Sweeney's been working on, guys, where he has been giving us some secrets to improving your batting game, some tips you kids and coaches can apply in the bullpen and the batter's box. Also, you're going to hear from the manager, Buddy Black. We'll see you in the postgame show.
All right, Mike Pomeranz and Mark Sweeney. We'll look forward to that. Mark Trumbo, the cleanup man, leads off against Michaelis here in the 7th. A walk, a fly to left, and an RBI double for Trumbo. He hit his double the opposite way into the right field corner. 373 as he steps in this at bat. You know, the features you've done, those instructionals from these two last nights with you and Mark in the batting cage, to how to run the bases, how to relay, how to bunt. I mean, we ought to invest in those and package them up. Those would be nice little DVDs for little league coaches and players. Cabrera throws out Trumbo. Time now for the Home Depot, doing more on defense, and there's been some solid glove work here tonight. Chase Headley took a base hit away from Vernon Wells. Amarista, look at this tough hopper, and boom, he snares that, and Eric Ibar is denied.
And pitchers appreciate that. Believe me, as a pitcher, you throw a pitch and you hear one getting squared up.
Little short hopper to Headley, he throws across, and there's 2 quick outs here in the 7th as Kendrick is gone. He's 0 for 3 tonight.
You just love to see the defenders behind you getting dirty when you're on the mound.
Vernon Wells, sharp ground ball through the hole left field for a base hit. Tried the same routine in the 4th, but that was when Headley made the diving stop and denied him, and then a fielder's choice in the 5th that drove in a run. It was a double play ball, but the Padres didn't turn it cleanly. Wells beat out the relay, and that's when the Angels scored their 3rd run of the inning, 4th of the game. 4 runs, 7 hits for the Halos, 1 run, 3 hits for the Padres. Another shot at 3rd, just foul.
Oh, nice play. Give it to a kid. There you go. Yeah, that's going right in the backpack and going home.
Wells came to the Angels in the trade with Toronto that sent Mike Napoli and Juan Rivera to Toronto. They since have moved on, and Napoli now slugging home runs for the Rangers, and Juan Rivera had a good half season last year at the Dodgers and was doing well again this year until he was injured. He's now on the DL.
Snow cones.
Rainbow variety. The attendance tonight has been announced, 31,389 here at Petco. They expect over 40,000 tomorrow night and another big house on Sunday afternoon. So that will be part of the excitement. Big audiences bring their own energy, and they're waiting here for the Padres hopefully to rally. They got 3 more at bats, trailing 4-1. 1-2 now on Wells. High chopper. This will be a tough play for Cabrera. He's going to have to fire, and he can't get a good grip, and Wells has an infield hit. That ball just hammered off home plate, kangarooing so high that by the time it came down, no chance for Cabrera.
I was wondering if Cabrera had difficulty in his glove, or he just felt like, you know what, no use in throwing that one. I'm not going to get him.
Second hit for Wells. 8 now for the Anaheim Angels. Abar single. Good play made at second by Amarista to deny another base hit. And he grounded to third the last time. Ibar checking in the dirt. Did he go? Yes.
Oh, let's see if he went. Well, thank goodness he didn't hit it, because it would have been a double.
Yeah, we were talking construction earlier out in the sand pit in right center. You know, Ibar kind of brings to mind. You get, you know, part of construction language, right?
Sandbar.
Ibar, sandbar. And the big boys bar, too.
I was trying to go there, but you were quicker than me. Nicely done.
I don't get that first very often. That's more my place right there, just digging in the sand. There is something magical for kids in sand, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Huh?
Give them a bucket and a shovel and
the sandbox, you know, I don't know about you back in your youth in the Chicago suburbs. Do you have a sandbox in the backyard?
we did not. We couldn't afford a sandbox, Dick. Thanks for bringing that up. In fact,
only your cat.
We were so poor we couldn't even pay attention in our house.
Oh, that's
tough times with the Grand household.
It's
my mom made powdered milk, for crying out loud.
Oh, so did we. But the real delight of our lavish living on the farm was the fact that in the 10 degrees below zero in the middle of winter, you got to go outside to that two-holer and wipe the ice and stuff off the holes there. That was really fun.
I'll bet.
That teaches humility. I don't know why we had two of them, two holes. We never went out and held hands. That's what we had.
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, those were the days of the Thunderbugs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ibar. Wells with a safe lead at first, but Michaelis makes a visit anyway. Foul again. Other interleague, Arizona defeated Kansas City 6-4. Told you Detroit over Pittsburgh 6-0. A one-hitter, one out in the ninth. Verlander loses the no-hitter. He was the second player picked in that draft after the Padres took Matt Bush. Everyone knew he was going to be a great one, and everyone thought he would be.
And there were some people who thought that Jared Weaver, when they looked at the way he threw and his mechanics, oh, his arm will never be able to handle that. You know, it's going to be such a stress on his arm, and don't like his arm action.
Runner goes. Strike 3, swinging. Ibar. That's 3 strikeouts for Michaelis in his 2 innings. Stretch half of the 7th at Petco. Get up and sing. 4-1. The Angels struck first in the second inning. Vernon Wells single started it off. And then they rolled a 3 in the 5th against Jeff Suppan. The key blows Mike Trout's triple to left. Will Venable with a home run to account for the only Padre run. Guzman, 1-1. Guzman, Baker, Cabrera for the Padres here in the 7th. It would be nice to get a rally going here and win a game in the late innings.
Multiple base runners. Get into that bullpen.
Skips that one in.
Big hit.
87 pitches for Weaver. We know he can go up in the high 110, 120s if has to, but Padres would like to make him throw a few more here, get something going. High with a breaking ball. Weaver thought he got it in the strike zone at the letters. Luke Gregerson starts to loosen. Jimmy Jones, the new bullpen coach, with him. Way out in front. Guzman pulled the string on him.
Yes, he did. That looked like a changeup. Kind of a weird swing from Guzman as well.
Full count. Guzman has flied to right and flied to center. And fouls another.
Oh!
Pickpocket.
Nice play, Vaquera. That was the name on the back of his jersey.
Got the camo going.
Yep.
A lot of that on Sunday. And Guzman, a leadoff walk. Could be a good sign. Only the second walk allowed by Weaver. Well, this week, America's pastime moves to prime time. Baseball night in America. 8 straight weeks of baseball's best, and it all starts interleague matchup between regional rivals, Red Sox, Phillies, Orioles, Nationals. Baseball night in America, presented by Chevrolet, begins tomorrow at 4 o'clock here on the West Coast, only on Fox. Check local listings for the game in your area. And then 7 o'clock, game time for the Padres, 6 for Padres Live. So that means there's Fox baseball and then Fox Sports San Diego baseball. So you get a doubleheader tomorrow.
Yep.
John Baker flying to center and took a 3rd strike. Over but low, 1-1.
In the Angels dugout, we saw Mike Butcher, the pitching coach, pick up the phone to get Scott Downs up, left-hander. So we've got a Butcher and a Baker.
Right.
There's Butcher. We got a Baker at the plate.
And a Weaver, too.
Now we need a candlestick maker.
There's that slow pitch, and Baker tried to wait and still cued it off the head of the bat. You were always an A student in that proper noun category. When you got to proper nouns, you were
no problem.
All over it.
Paul, no problem at all. Now the predicate stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't going there.
How about the hanging participles?
Oh, please. Used to be a bad rash.
Hubba hubba.
Hey, hey, 2 Hayes.
2-2 to Baker. Trying to stir something up here in the home half of the 7th. 97th pitch coming up from Jared Weaver. Guzman with his lead at first, no one out. 4-1, Angels lead it. And the count full now to Baker. Everett Cabrera on deck.
Once again, probably going to hold the runner. You don't want to strike him out, throw him out situation here. Let's see if Guzman stays put. I'm banking that he's going to stay put.
Low, ball 4. Back-to-back walks here for the Padres in the 7th. Second and third of the game for Weaver.
4-1 lead, trying to pinpoint a fastball down and away, and Wilson tries to frame it, but that clearly is a ball. And now pitching coach Mike Butcher will make his way out to the mound.
So the tying run comes to the plate for the Padres through the gracious pitching of generous pitching of Jared Weaver. A couple of walks after he'd walked only one man through 6 innings. At the 98 pitch mark. And Scott Downs, the lefty, continues to throw. Downs has had a remarkable start to the season. In fact, he's been about as stingy as any relief pitcher in baseball the last couple of years. Downs, in fact, in 13 games this year, 11 innings, has not allowed a run. He and Ryan Cook of the A's are the only major leaguers to not allow a run pitching 10 or more games. Cabrera first ball hunting and fouls it away.
You know, Downs is listed as their closer, and he's up there warming up early here in the 7th inning.
Angels infield set in the manner that they were expecting Cabrera to bunt here with 2 on and no one out. His tourist shallow right at the cut of the grass at third. Inside, 1-1. Pitch 100. 60 strikes, 40 balls thrown by Weaver. His control a little off here in the 7th inning. A couple of walks.
Yeah, all it takes is one, right? There's a huge gap in the right center field.
Two balls and a strike.
There's that gap I'm talking about.
Looking for his first hit on return to the big leagues. Cabrera. Action pitch, 2-1. 3-1. Missed with a fastball.
Now, it looks like Weaver's kind of laboring a little bit, not hitting his spots like earlier in the game.
Amarista on deck. Guzman and Baker aboard on walks, and now 3-1 coming up to Cabrera. Fouls it back. And that was ball 4, well outside.
Probably Weaver's last hitter, regardless. We've got the lefty Amarista on deck and the lefty Downs heating up for the Angels.
Full count on Everett Cabrera. Lanky 6'7", 210-pound Weaver. Struggling a bit here in the 7th. He has a 4-1 lead. Ground ball softly. The second baseman, the quick short, and back to first, not in time. They tried to turn it quickly. Kendrick to Ibar, and only the speed of Cabrera just did outleg the relay. So safe on the fielder's choice. Baker out 4-6, and Guzman moves to third.
Well, great hustle by Everett Cabrera. Not a bad turn. The back flip. Boy, Ibar showing off that arm at shortstop. And Cabrera knows he's got to get on his horse down that line. Just beats it out.
So the tying run still at the plate with Runners at the corners, 1 out. Amarista is grounded to the second baseman Kendrick on both occasions. Krista Norfia is in the on deck circle and apparently would hit for the pitcher Michaelos. The inside almost hit him.
So he is staying with Weaver. Boy, Downs, he's hot and ready to go. Take a look at the last pitch. Once again, off with the location. The last inning, Weaver has been off. Missing big time there.
Not much of a strike zone here. Amarista.
Oh, he's got a step. Did he step? Clear his foot? He's got to clear his foot right here, right? I don't know if he clearly stepped and had that space between his right and left foot.
Soft roller will get 1 run in and almost late on that flip to second base. That was a dangerous look. They didn't take the easy play over at first. They tried to get that lead runner. As the run scores, Guzman. So without the aid of a base hit, the Padres have cut the lead to 4-2. And credit Amarista, who's hit the ball all 3 times to the second baseman with his first RBI.
Well, first of all, Cabrera has to get out of the way of that ball, and a good clean slide into second base. One mistake right here. Krista Norfia needs to get a mistake from Weaver. Up to 106 pitches for the right-hander.
Done a good job as a pinch hitter, Norfia. As the Padres throughout the year have had the top pinch hitting team in baseball. He's 3 for 5 to Norfia. Yeah, you dig in the sand and look what you find. Norfia representing the tying run. Amarista with his lead at first base, 4-2 now. Slider. Strike 1. Padres nibbling away. It was 4-0. Then the home run by Venable in the last inning, 4-1. Couple of walks, couple of groundouts, 4-2. 1 ball, 1 strike. Some interesting strategy going on here between the 2 managers, Scioscia and Black. They got Katse down there, but they have a left-hander warming up in the bullpen. So Black doesn't bring in Katse. He goes to the Norfia, daring Scioscia to bring in the left-hander to pitch to the right-handed.
And he's been up in that bullpen for a while.
And meanwhile, Weaver's pitch count growing to 108. Oh, good cut by Norfia. That went up in the power zone.
Yep, trying to keep the ball away. There you see the breakdown. 109 total for Jared Weaver. Wilson wanted it down and away. It was left up. Great pitch to drive to the opposite field.
Will Venable, homered the last time, is on deck.
Pitching him away, playing him away, because Trumbo in right field is playing on the deep side and right. Don't give Norfia that little single to right field, but he's playing on the deep side and right.
Popped him up. Third baseman is Torres in foul territory for the final out. But the Padres take advantage of Weaver's generosity. They get a run without a hit. It's 4-2. Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by the all-new Mazda CX-5 with 35 highway miles per gallon. And on this Friday night, retro night, interleague play beginning at Petco Park. We go to the 8th inning, and Luke Gregerson comes in from the bullpen for the Padres. His 18th appearance. There are his numbers. He'll face Bobby Wilson, the pitcher spot. Likely to see a pinch hitter for Weaver, and then Mike Trout.
Last time out for Luke was on Monday, the 14th in Washington. So he's had a nice little rest. Hopefully that slider is on tonight and keeps the Angels at 4.
So Michaelis goes 2 innings, no runs, 2 hits, 1 walk, and struck out 3 to held the Angels in the 6th and 7th. Now the 8th for Gregerson. Wilson has grounded out 3 times, once into a double play. Slider
looked like a strike on the inside corner.
That's where he wanted it, right on that inside corner. Alberto Morales on deck apparently will be the pinch hitter. Kendrys Morales, not Alberto. High fly ball. Maben has a beat on it. Right center. 1 away. Sunday, your Padres take on the Angels. It'll be a 1:05 start. Get to the park early and enjoy a special pregame ceremony. It's part of Padres Salute to the Military Child, presented by Tri-West. Get your tickets tonight at Padres.com. Sunday's the game. Call 619-795-5555. Kendrys Morales, of course, with that tragic ankle fracture, coming in to celebrate a home run, a walk-off home run. It cost him all of the 2011 season, and he only played in 51 games the year before. Trying to get himself back into that hitting groove.
Bet you won't be doing that again, huh?
Hit 306 in 2009. 28-year-old from Cuba.
Boy, what a downer that was. You know, you see everybody greeting him at home plate. He jumps on home plate for the game winner and all of a sudden stays down, doesn't get up. And then he has to be helped off the field.
Takes a healthy rip, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
299 hitter, 3 home runs this year, 11 runs batted in.
His uniform's busting at the seams. Look at those stripes on his sleeves. He's got one pocket out. The stripes on his uniform on the sleeves are busting at the seams. Straighten that hat. Tuck in them pajamas. Is that a pledge pin?
2 balls and 2 strikes. Don't make him mad now. Fouled at the plate.
Kerwin Danley got that one. A foul tip. Got him on the left thigh. Right between the legs of John Baker.
So Jared Weaver out of the game, 7 innings, 2 runs, both earned, 3 hits, 3 walks. One of the walks coming around to bite him in the last inning, and 4 strikeouts as he seeks his 6th win against only 1 loss. 2-2 again, and another foul by Morales. 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. The Angels leading 4-2. Another interleague involving National League West. Seattle shut out Colorado 4-0. San Francisco leading Oakland 8-6 in the 6th inning in San Francisco. Alonso, that's a tough flip backwards, but Gregerson there, and Morales, because of that injury, does not run well at all. 3-1 on the putout. Alonso took that one right out of the mid of Amarista.
And you're exactly right, Dick. That's Amarista's ball the whole way. And you can't fault the aggressiveness of Alonso, trying to make the play, but still, that's one of those plays where you have to know where your second baseman is playing behind you.
So 2 outs, bases empty to Mike Trout, who has been on base all 4 times with a walk and 3 hits. Infield single, a triple, knocking in a run in the 5th inning into the left field corner, and a single to center in the 6th inning.
Yes, he did. Oh, called strike. Thank you.
Good looking player at 20 years of age.
He can run. He's got some pop to all fields.
Last 12 games, he's hitting over 400. I hope some of those Padres scouts can search out and find a young power hitting outfielder like Trout, who has advanced so quickly through the system to make it to the big leagues last year.
He can steal some bases too. Looking at the media guide, he had 33 stolen bases, AA Arkansas last year.
Husky 210-pounder. He takes a strike.
He had 45 stolen bases in 2010 in A-ball in Cedar Rapids.
Came up to the Angels for 123 at bats last year, so he still qualifies as a rookie.
I would think so, yes. I think you have to have 150 at bats.
Chases, strike 3. Gregerson works a 1-2-3 8th inning. Here come the Padres. They need 2 to tie. They'll bat from the top of the order. Venable, Maven, and Headley coming up. Brought to you by Miller Lite. Will Venable, his 2nd home run of the season for the Padre run off Jared Weaver, who went 7 innings, allowed only 3 hits, a couple of singles, and the home run by Venable. He leads off against Scott Downs. So here's the thinking of Socha. He's got the left-hander ready. He's going to pitch to Venable, a left-handed batter. Takes away, in essence, Mark Kotsay, as Bud Black not likely to put Kotsay up at least now. Lefty against lefty. And Downs has been nearly perfect. No runs in 11 innings. Batting average at 200. And that's consistent with his work last year. Over, but low, ball one. Did his pitching at the University of Kentucky. John Baker, ever the student, studying what he might expect by the time his number is called. Although as a left-handed batter, Nick Hundley would figure to hit in his spot. Let's hope the Padres get down there in this inning, the 8th, trailing 4-2. That one tails over the inside corner, 88-mile-an-hour fastball. Downs is 36. He spent most of his big league career pitching in Canada for Montreal and then Toronto. Came to the Angels last year.
Yeah, pretty much just a two-pitch pitcher, fastball, curveball.
1-2 now to Venable.
Doesn't throw that hard from the left side. Top out about 89, 90. And that curveball of his, it's not like the 12-6 curveball like Miles Michaelis. It's more of a slurvy curveball from side to side.
Inside 2-2. So he started out this year, hasn't allowed a run yet. If you look at this pitch, didn't miss by much. Last year he did the same thing. He went 27 consecutive scoreless outings at home opening the season and finished with a 0.35 ERA at the Big A, the lowest mark in history, 25 games or more. And that's right down the middle. Venable caught looking. One away. Second time Venable struck out.
Right on the outside corner. That's what Downs relies on. Location. Fox Sports Game Connect, the ultimate online experience for fans. Log on and take part in the most interactive forum during Padre games. Stats, trends, exclusive analysis, and live Twitter feeds. Plus, you can even share your thoughts with the game broadcast. Fox Sports Game Connect, now available on FoxSportsSanDiego.com.
All right. One out. Cameron Maben, a single. Ground out to third and a fly to center tonight. Try to get on there to bring the tying run to the plate. Interestingly, tonight, Padres have struck out 5 times total, all looking.
Wow.
89 on the outside corner.
That ball looked like it was way off the plate.
Dirt on the front of Maben's uniform. Ooh. After he singled in the 4th, he stole second. Yeah, look how far outside that was. Called a strike. Goodness. Where is the strike zone? In a talk with Yonder Alonso yesterday, we were chatting about the fact that on the road trip there were several times where pitches, according to Fox Track, were way out of the strike zone but called strikes against him. And he said, I've learned one thing. I can't argue. That's not going to do me any good. And I don't want to make that my strike zone, even though they're being called strikes. And that's pretty smart for a young guy.
Absolutely.
Ooh. Could have been called strike 3.
Yeah, according to Fox Tracks. Knee high.
And he realizes, Alonso, it's part of the test of a young hitter. Umpires aren't going to give you many calls.
Sure.
So you earn that right through the years. And the older you get, and the better you are. Todd Helton's of the world, you got to throw him a good strike. 2-2 to Maben. Another foul.
You can see what Downs is trying to do. That lower quadrant, down and away. Trying to have something that Maben can try to pull and keep it on the ground. Trying to hook. Cameron Maben's trying to hook that pitch down and away rather than trying to drive it to right field.
Brad Brock there warming up in the bullpen. Tough play, and they get him. Is Torres charging hard and able to make the flip throw across in time to Neil Maben on a close play. 2 gone.
Very smooth, no room for error. As soon as Maben hit that ball, he is off and running. Very smooth. Gets him by a quarter of a step, maybe.
Do or die. When you charge that kind of ball, you take whatever hops left. You're right. Just by a toenail, he's out. Chase Headley has walked and grounded out twice. Now bats from the right side. And pulls one, a 2-hopper to his Tourist. Fought it a little bit and throws him out. So Downs continues a season without allowing a run. And we go to the top of the ninth. The Angels 4, the Padres 2, and Brad Brock comes out of the bullpen on this Friday night in the nation's finest city. Brock has struck out 10 of his last 19 hitters that he's faced and is working on a 5 1/3 innings at 7 outings. Scoreless streak, and those numbers now have lowered from 5.06 in the ERA column down to 2.53.
And he has to work on the walks. 11 walks in 10 2/3 innings pitched. Trying to hold the Angels to 4.
He'll face his Torres, Pujols, and Trumbo. Top of the ninth. Trying to hold the fort, and the Padres in the bottom of the ninth peeking ahead. Alonso, Guzman, and Baker scheduled. A couple of ground outs and a pop fly mixed in with a walk for his Torres tonight. 2-0.
There you go. No free passes, right? Go right after these guys.
90 miles an hour on that fastball strike. Two and two. Change up. Well, with all the injuries to this Padre team this year, it's almost a cliche, but the door opens for somebody else.
Opportunities knocking for somebody.
Yeah, and sometimes you walk through there and you never leave the room. Brock could be one of those. Dale Thayer could be one of those. Jason Bartlett on the DL. Oh, that was a 55-footer. 2-2.
And John Baker, he's got to lay out and try to smother that thing, do everything he can because there's 2 strikes. You know, if he swings at that ball, that's a live baseball. Quite frankly, I thought John did a great job of keeping that ball in front of him, right in the chest.
And he loses him. The leadoff walk.
Well, time now for the Carl's Jr. star of the game. And the starting pitcher tonight for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, Jared Weaver. 7 solid innings, surrendered 3 hits, 2 runs. He struck out 4, issued 3 free passes. He had the 2-seamer working into the lefties, the 4-seamer away. Pitcher of record, trying to win his 6th game of the year.
Well, he has an overall career. Line drive, base hit. Pujols beats the shift because he just lines that one right over the head of Amarista, was playing on the shortstop side. And it was a screamer into left center. So first and second, no one out for the Angels here in the 9th, and that is their 9th hit.
It was a slider that Brad Brock didn't get down and away. Leaked over the inner part of the plate.
Well, they had held Pujols basically in check. He was 0 for 3 with a walk. He walked in the 5th and he came around to score. And look who's warming up in the bullpen for the Halos. Ernesto Frieri. Trumbo, a walk, fly out, and a ground out. And then back in the 5th, a RBI double into the right field corner.
And once again, Mike Scioscia starter tonight. Jared Weaver, the Carl's Jr. star of the game. Good numbers for the right-hander.
Infield looking for a double play chance. Chases a ball in the dirt. A slider. Give him another. Wouldn't you give him another one?
Absolutely. Go right back out there again. If you're going to throw him a fastball, you better make darn sure you keep it down and away or up, way out of the zone, because we know that Trumbo's got serious power to right field down that right field line.
Outside. Now, in the spirit of this throwback retro night, the dugouts with the gold and brown coloring, and even the lighting along the facing of the upper deck where they have the commercials, that's in yellow. Instead of white, it's in the yellow color. Strike. That ball right in there for Brock. And a strikeout of Trumbo caught looking.
It looked like Trumbo was guessing. Watch his body language.
Boy, that's a big league strike right there.
He's probably looking like a slider. That's pinpoint control. Nicely done by Brad Brock.
So here's Howie Kendrick, 0 for 3. He was intentionally passed in the 5th inning. Infield still at double play depth. Ball 1. Sailing fastball at 92. So tomorrow night, the newest Padre, Eric Stoltz, will be on the mound for Tim Stauffer against Dan Herron. And then Sunday, Anthony Bass will go against Irvin Santana, the veteran for the Halos, who's 2-6 this year. Depending on what happens in this inning, if the Angels are held to the 4-2 lead and Frieri comes in, it would be his first save situation as an Angel. Here's Turris at second. Pujols at first. 1 out. And the 2-1 pitch. Line drive right field, and that is going to be cut off in the alley, but here comes his Turris to score, and on to third goes Pujols, and the Halos lead 5-2 on an RBI single by Kendrick. His 13th run batted in this year. And leadoff walk has come around to score.
And we've seen a few of the right-handed hitters in the lineup for the Angels drive that fastball that's up and away to right center field. Kendrick does just that. Nice, easy swing. And another run for the Angels.
Vernon Wells, a couple of singles, and Headley took another one away from him with a diving stop at third. And an RBI tonight on a fielder's choice. Still only one out. First and third. Padres got a leadoff walk in the 7th inning. That man came around to score. Leadoff walk here in the 9th for the Angels. His Torres has come around. 7 walks from San Diego pitching tonight. 5 from Suppan. Michaelis 1, and now Brock with the leadoff walk. High fly ball. Left field. Guzman circling and come in on the run to make the catch, and now the throw to the plate, and it is on the money. Well, he almost, in circling to give himself a running start on the throw, almost gave himself too little room to get there, but he made a fine throw.
Dead sprint to the baseball, getting a lot behind him. Look at that momentum, and a perfect strike. Pujols thinking about it.
And Baker saying, thank you, Mr. Pujols, for going back to third. You don't want that big man come tumbling down on you.
That was played perfectly by Guzman in left field.
Eric Ibar, single, couple of ground outs and a strikeout, 1 for 4. Seems to get good hacks every at bat. Yet he's only hitting 191. Kendrick on the outfield throw by Guzman to the plate moved up to second base. So second and third with 2 outs. And a base hit, a number over the head of Headley, and that'll score 2 more. And into second with a double is Ibar. 7-2 Angels. Oh my. Ibar totally jammed, just fists this little soft fly ball over the head of Headley. Pujols likes it.
A good pitch, jammed the heck out of him. It was just up in the zone, enabling him to toss it, literally just kind of toss that ball over the head of Chase Headley.
So a couple of 3-run innings for the Angels. 5 in the 5th inning. They scored 3, and now 3 more here in the 9th. So the scoreless streak of Brad Brock at 5 1/3 innings has ended. A 3-run celebration by the Halos here in the 9th. And with 2 outs, a runner at second base for Bobby Wilson, who's 0 for 4. Eleven hits for the visitors, 3 by Trout. Wells with a couple, Ibar now with 2. The only regulars in the lineup without a hit is Torres, and he's walked twice. And the man at the plate, Wilson, who's grounded out 3 times and flied out. Peter Borges is on deck. Will pinch hit if we get to the pitcher's spot. And down goes Wilson as Brock strikes out 2, but gives up 3 runs. It all started with that leadoff walk, and the Halos now lead by 5. And there'll be more.
Yeah, get to the park early Friday, June 1st. It's coming up quickly for Padres Beer Fest, presented by Verizon. Enjoy beer tastings from your favorite breweries before your Padres take on the Diamondbacks of Arizona. The party starts at 5. First pitch is at 7:05. Get your tickets today at Padres.com or get on the horn and call 619-795-5555.
Ernesto Frieri, first appearance on the mound here at Petco as an opposing player wearing the Angels colors, goes for his 6th appearance. And in 4 2/3 innings, those are pretty impressive numbers early on. 3 walks, 10 strikeouts, no runs. The center fielder, Peter Borges, with Mike Trout moving over to left field, replacing Vernon Wells. Is he in right field or left field? He's in right field, with Wells staying in left field. So here in the last of the 9th, Alonso, Guzman, and Baker with a 5-run deficit staring at the Padres. Alonso has 1 of the 3 hits tonight, and he falls behind 0-2 against his former teammate. Did he go? No. Frieri 93 on that fastball.
Yeah, we know that Ernesto can get wild at times, but he's got that deception in his delivery, especially against right-handers. I'm sure he's kind of humping it up a little bit too, don't you think?
Yes.
Against his former team.
He wants to impress. He liked it here. I mean, no player, basically, not many players ask to be traded. They find a home. They like the home. They like their teammates. Part of the business. Strike 3 called. Alonso caught looking, and that trend continues. Every strikeout tonight, all 6 of them, Padres have watched it go by.
Fastball right down the middle. Looked like he was guessing slider.
He knew it.
And every Padre I talked to after the trade of Ernesto Frieri, they said, man, I'm going to miss this guy. Great teammate. Andrew Kashner especially. Before I interviewed the other day down the field, he goes, man, I'm going to really miss Ernie. He was a great teammate.
Yeah, he is. He always had a smile on his face. Guzman has walked and scored 1 of the 2 runs. 0 for 2. He was also flied out and struck out. Take that. He's flied out both times. To right field and to center field. He walked the lead off the 7th. The Padres got a run against Weaver without the aid of a hit. A couple of leadoff walks and a couple of groundouts got Guzman around to score. Hit to right center, having trouble finding it was Trout. Saw him that ball up in the lights, and he was able to pick it off. Line out for the 2nd out here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
It's got to be a scary feeling for any outfielder. You track the ball for bat, then all of a sudden there's that blind spot. He's trying to shade the candles with his glove.
Well struck by Guzman. Trout able to move over, and Guzman disappointed. He hit well enough for a base hit. Down to the final out now, and John Baker fly to center, struck out and walked. Only runs for the Padres. The 2 walks and 2 groundouts got 1 run home, and the home run by Venable, his 2nd of the season, a solo in the 6th. 2 runs, 3 hits for the home side. 3-0 to Baker. Angels wrapped out 7 runs on 11 hits. Strike. Ball 4, a 2-out walk to Baker. Brings up Cabrera. Struck out and a couple of ground outs for Everett tonight. Again, hitting .333 at Tucson, the best average of any Padre minor league player. And also a frequent base stealer, swings and misses as Baker advances to second base on defensive indifference. On the bases, Cabrera 15 for 15 stolen bases. Chance to pick up Baker. 7-2. The Padres trail the Angels. And Cabrera and the Padres down to their final strike. Struck him out, and the ball game is over. The Angels use fine pitching, 3 hits allowed, and outstanding offense in a 7-2 win tonight. Mike Pomerantz, what's up next?
We've got a great instructional